Hey guys, welcome to the Bows. So today I wanted to talk about the UFC 273 headliner. The UFC Featherweight Championship is on the line. The champion, Alexander Volkanovski, will be attempting to defend his belt against the Korean Zombie. Not the most deserving fight for the Korean Zombie, although I do love the Korean Zombie and it's still an interesting matchup. The only reason I say that is because he's only on a one-fight win streak and it was against Dan Ige, who's not a top 5 featherweight. Nevertheless, it is an interesting fight to look at, and can he do it? Can the Korean Zombie beat Volkanovski, the number 2 in the pound-for-pound rankings list and a very dominant champion? The Korean Zombie is a very well-rounded fighter, and he's got a great striking skill set, and obviously he's a very good grappler as well, has very, very, very good jiu-jitsu. He can create a lot of problems for a lot of guys, but I don't know if Volkanovski's that guy. Volkanovski's one of the best fighters in the world right now, without a doubt. He may be the best fighter in the world right now, pound for pound. He's very, very good. It's just very hard to bet against this guy, and the odds reflect that. He's a huge favorite, Volkanovski, and I don't know if it really pays to bet on the Korean Zombie at this point, especially not on the money line. I love the Korean Zombie. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch, and I always root for him, and I will be rooting for him. It's just hard to bet against Volkanovski at this point, like I said. And the reason I say that as well is because I don't know if the Korean Zombie offers anything different that Volkanovski hasn't seen already, or offer a skill set that is higher level than his opponents in the past. What I mean by this, I think, for example, Max Holloway is a better striker than the Korean Zombie, and Volkanovski was able to handle Max twice. Second fight was close, but he still got the win on the judges' scorecards, so it is what it is. And I think Brian Ortega is the best jiu-jitsu practitioner and grappler in that division, so I don't think the Korean Zombie will offer anything different that Volkanovski hasn't seen in the grappling either. The Korean Zombie is very tough though, and he's very hard to put away, and Volkanovski isn't the biggest finisher when he's fighting against top competition, but at the same time, it doesn't matter. He wins fights. He's going to be very hard to beat on the judges' scorecards, and I don't know if the Korean Zombie is going to put him away. I think he's just too good. He's too careful. He's too technical. Everything Volkanovski does is very calculated, very careful, and strategically done. And if you look at the stats too, Volkanovski's stats are through the roof, especially when you look at the striking department. He almost has a 2-to-1 striking differential, and it is pretty crazy to see that he's pretty much dishing out 2 strikes for every single strike that he's absorbing. So he's hitting his opponent twice as much as he's getting hit. That's just very smart offense and defense on the feet. He's really talented. Strikes landed per minute for Volkanovski is 6.42, which is extremely high. Strikes absorbed per minute is 3.34. So that's a great stat to have. If you look at the stats, they say numbers never lie. It's hard to bet against a guy if you can't take him down to beat this guy on the feet. And even if you do take him down, he's a great wrestler, he's a great grappler. He could usually survive or get back to his feet or reverse the position if he even is taken down in the first place. What Volkanovski did when he escaped those chokes against Ortega, especially the first one, the mounted guillotine, in my opinion, it was one of the most impressive things ever done in the sport. And then he escaped the triangle, which is Brian Ortega's like signature move, right? He's T-City Ortega. So he's able to escape the triangle. Very impressive stuff. Great fight, but also dominant fight. With the exception of those 2 moments that Ortega had, it was a great performance by Volkanovski. The Korean Zombie also has a positive striking differential, but it looks nothing like Volkanovski's striking differential. It's really comparing apples and oranges at that point when looking at the stats, in my opinion. Yeah, so that's my take on it, at least. I don't mean to discredit the Korean Zombie's success in the octagon or look past him in any way at all. He is very good and may be able to pull this off. It's just that Volkanovski seems to be on another level. Him and Max seem like they're the 2 top guys in the division, and then there's everybody else. That's just what it appears to be. And again, I just don't know if the Korean Zombie offers anything new to Volkanovski that he hasn't seen. Obviously, he has his own style and his own way of doing things. But for example, I just think Max Holloway, like I said before, is a better striker than the Korean Zombie, and Volkanovski was able to handle that. And I think Ortega is a better grappler than the Korean Zombie, and Volkanovski was able to handle that. So we'll see what happens. Alright guys, that's all I got today. Leave a like, subscribe, and let me know what you think about this fight. Do you think I'm underestimating the Korean Zombie and looking past his chances a little too much of getting this done? Let me know. Let me know what you think about Volkanovski as well. Do you think he's as good as the pound-for-pound rankings have him? I think he is that good, and I think he could be number 1 one day, especially if Usman retires soon like he said he may in a few fights. So we'll see. Alright guys, till next time, peace.